And learn what happens when kids under 14 start smoking after Sally.
Or you are married, if you're already married. Do you expect your spouse to give up their friends? Probably not. Well, my guests today say that they thought that marriage meant spending a lot of time together and that the single friends would now leave them alone and not party so much. But that's not what's happening. Please meet Maureen and her husband, Greg, and Greg's best friend, Charles. Maureen says even though they're married, Greg is still partying with his best friend, Charles, 4 nights a week. Charles now says Maureen really gets in the way of his partying with Greg. No wonder, right? Greg says this is harmless now. What's the big deal? We're buddies. Maureen, they say they're buddies. What do you say is going on?
I say that he married me. We have a family. We've been married for 19 years. Charles is getting in the way of our marriage.
Do you have children?
We have 3 children.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I've been friends longer than they've been married.
That doesn't matter. He doesn't sleep with him. He sleeps with me.
Right.
Every
He's
night.
married
Every
to
night.
me.
Don't want to.
Every single night.
Don't want
Sally,
to.
he interrupts everything that goes on. Dinner. Here's Charles. Can Greg come out? Please, can Greg come out?
Or give me something to eat.
At least something to eat. Wait a minute. She has him at least acclimated enough to ask if I can go out. It's not like he just comes over and hauls me out. She
But he
said it
does
herself.
it regardless. Sally, he does
ask.
it regardless. He knows that he's getting in the way. I think he needs to get married and find something else to do.
I think I need
When you get married, you want a family. Sally,
Give me a scenario.
Of all your great qualities,
thank you.
I would marry somebody, but Greg got you, so I don't need nobody.
That's very
What
nice.
I need is to have a good time.
I'm still not
with
going to
my
let
partner.
Greg go out with him, Sally, even though he complimented
But now,
me.
wait a minute. He is going out with them, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
4 nights a
At
week.
least 4 nights
At
a
least
week.
4 nights a
At
week.
least 4 nights
Where do
a
you
week.
2 go?
Oh, various different places. She thinks every time I leave the house, I'm out drinking and partying.
Okay.
We have a...
Well, if you're out 4 nights a week, where are you?
We have a large club with about 18 or 20 members, and we plan all kinds of like social functions and family events and sporting events, which she's a part of.
Right.
And all
If
she
she
has to
wants
do
to
is get
go.
in a vehicle and go. But we have to plan for 18 or 20 people, and you can't do it in one evening lots of times. And
But-
about 30 weeks a year, we do something.
Now, there's some other guys, their wives might come down and, you know, they want to hang out too. No problem.
Where does this club meet?
In the bar.
In a bar.
Well, it's not
Free-
it's
bars.
not just a bar
It's
now.
a cafe. There's a bar and a large restaurant. The restaurant is larger than the bar. And we will meet in the restaurant, and sometimes we just play cards, or we plan our events, or...
Do you agree that you're out 4 nights a week? More? I mean, at least?
I'm also self-employed.
That's
so,
right.
you know, I'll go out, and she'll beat me, and I'll go on the job. So, yeah, I'm out 4 nights a week at least.
But
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
you know,
when,
it's
you know,
not as
like-
bad as she's making it out to be.
Yes,
she
it
knows.
is.
She thinks sometimes
she
he
knows,
get beat. I'm the one beeping him, and I'm running down
She
his
says
street.
that. She says Charles will call a service and throw in a false service call.
Yes.
She calls me and
Yes,
sends me
I
on
do
the service
believe-
call.
I do
But
believe
when
he
I
does
come
that.
back with
I
the
do.
money, she believes it. Where's the money come from?
But when I call the house sometimes, she'll act like something is wrong with the phone. Maureen?
I have a kitchen phone
Boom.
that sometimes just
No,
doesn't work.
it's not
Yeah, but all my
sometimes.
service
All the
calls
time.
get through. All my
All the
service
time.
calls get
No,
through.
this
Every
is
single
all the
service
time.
call gets through.
How
That's
do
why I
you
stopped
feel
calling.
about this?
All right.
I mean, where are you at your life now? You've been married to this man 19 years.
Right.
Has he been partying 4 nights a week all 19 years?
For about, I would say about 14, 15 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
so most of the relationship...
No.
Yeah.
There are periods when I don't see him for maybe a month or 2 or maybe 5 or 6 weeks or whatever, and I don't go out at all, or I may go out with other people. I
That's
don't
one-
see Charles to go out with somebody else.
The only
I
time
may
that-
stay home. You know, it's not like I'm out constantly for the last 19 years.
Sally, the
Out
only
of the last
time
19
that
years,
happens
I've probably
is
only
when
been
he's
gone
having
about
male
4 or 5 years.
PMS.
What do
I
you mean,
said,
male PMS?
The only time that happens, you know, I said there's periods of time that he doesn't, you know, go out and party 4 nights a week, is when he's having male PMS. And
Well, I
he doesn't want to
definitely
see his
go out
friends.
when you have your normal female PMS now.
And that's just
But-
about
Definitely.
every day of the week.
Look, Charles, look, you're pushing it.
Well,
You're really pushing it.
Let me
Sally,
ask you a
pushing it.
question. Maureen,
Okay.
most people watching us now would say, you put up with this for 19 years. Obviously, you two love each other.
Yes.
You've had 3 children. You're getting along. So you've developed a lifestyle that seems to work for the two of you.
It fits.
No.
It fits.
Wait,
You're
wait.
happy.
What about
You're
me?
happy.
I had to put up
No,
with her.
I'm not happy.
Well, now,
though.
we'll get to you in a minute. Get to you in a minute.
Sally,
Maureen,
she's-
what's the problem? If there is a
I want
problem.
to make well, okay, there are a couple things. The first thing is, all right, we married each other to be together. So I
But
think...
you put up with it for 19 years.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to reform him, though. Believe me, I'm working on it.
After
It didn't-
19 years, you want him to
It
change?
didn't used to be, 4 nights a week. Yeah.
When you
yeah, I
married
do,
the man,
because...
he was like this.
No,
like
no,
this
he
when-
was, Sally, he was not like this.
He was.
We,
He was
when-
always-
When we got
when we
married, I didn't
you
go out.
let-
When we
he
got
had
married, I
to
didn't go
get
out.
married.
When I
That's
got
why we still partners right
I
now.
was the
No.
first of my friends
she
of
come
our
along-
gang to get married and actually stay married. So I'm a step
How-
ahead of
how
all
old
my
are
friends.
you?
And
How
everybody
old?
came to my
How
house
old?
for years.
I'm 40.
And you've never been married?
Well, 4.
What for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
Who
see what
wants
I
it?
mean? I'd like
What's
to make-
wrong
And then I
now?
would have to
Why
put up
is
with
this a
something like this.
problem now?
Hey,
Well,
don't be dogging
no,
my
it
big
has
man.
been a problem, and I have to say a couple
Take her
things.
home.
I'm going to.
He makes me wonder if he wants to go out 4 nights a week and be with the guys. What is it the guys have that I don't have? And another important
A
point
little
I'd
less
like
of this
to
for
make.
one thing. A little
you.
less of this.
The other thing I worry about too is the fact that
What do you mean
if
you didn't
he's
go out?
out with all these single guys, there are single women out there that might. All right, I'm not saying he's going to lead
There
them
you
on,
go.
but if they don't
There you
see
go.
him with a
See,
woman,
you don't know what we be doing.
Wait a minute.
You don't know.
Oh, I
Has
do
it
have-
ever
Have you
happened
ever
that
tried to reach
somebody
me and I could not
has
be found?
latched
No,
on
I
to
can
him?
find
Has
him.
anyone ever latched on to him?
I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, and this is the truth, there was a woman that I guess from seeing him out decided to start calling my house. Now, I'm not saying he didn't encourage her. He wasn't there a lot of times when she
Charles
called.
gave her my phone number as a joke because she's a lunatic,
Sally,
right? Woman's nuts,
right.
fatal
See, he's-
attraction.
but you know,
Charles
he's a
gave her
good
the phone
friend.
number knowing
He's a good
like
friend.
she
Things
fatal
like that
attracted
just
to
do.
Charles, right?
We play little tricks on each other like that every once in a while.
No,
You know,
but Sally,
Let
what
me,
can I say? I didn't know. Shoot.
let me ask you a question. You know that this upsets her. Do you love her?
Yes, I do. And it really doesn't upset her as much as she's making it out to be because it gives her her time to do her thing. When she wants me, she has
But
me.
she is telling you that it really upsets her.
Well, I'm not going to sit around the house when she's in her studio and watch her paint.
I'm only asking if you love her
Yeah.
and you know that something upsets her, why are you doing it?
I'm not going to bend my lifestyle to suit hers when hers doesn't suit mine. And that's only those few hours when she's in her studio.
but he would like me to
When
bend,
she's in her
but he
studio,
won't bend.
you cannot talk to her. You can't bother her.
Okay.
You know, you have to make plans. Are you going to stop early tonight, baby, so we can make love? You know, I mean, if she, you can't just come down the studio and start messing with her like you would normally if you're watching TV.
Sally,
You
I have to
make an
almost make a
arrangement.
reservation
You.
to go out with my husband because I have to fit in
Wait a
between.
minute. You don't ever have to
him
make a
and his friend.
reservation.
Find
We
out
ask
how
you
bad
9 out of
it
10
is.
times if you want to go out, and you always
Pretty
do.
bad.
This is your husband. You should have understanding to start off.
We're going to
with, right?
take a break. When we come back, a wife who says she's sick and tired of her husband's best friend trying to drag him out of the house night after night.
It's about our hopes. It's about our fears.
I'm sorry, Bob. You don't have a lot of time left.
From the makers of Ghost
Just so you know, I'm looking for a miracle here.
comes a story about all our lives.
I'm gonna repeat this thing, Gail.
My Life, rated PG-13. At theaters now.
What's the taste of good times together? It's easy to recall.
Butterball turkeys are deep basted to taste tender, juicy, and delicious every time.
Eyes open wide, anticipation, served with pride by each generation.
And try new Butterball baked or smoked turkey.
The best of all is Butterball.
In your wildest dreams, would you ever believe that quality new home furnishings could be found underneath a bridge? Well, wake up! Walt's found 2 high-end factories who found themselves overstocked, and 2 truckloads of fine oak furnishings have just arrived. You'll find 5-piece oak dining sets, $2.99. Oak chairs, $39.90. Magic sofas and love seats, $4.99. With stripes and floral pillows, $5.99. Overstuffed, $6.99. City Liquidator, second floor, new home furnishings, where great quality furniture at cheap prices is no dream. Be there.
Like the country fresh foods you find at a market, West Virginia brand boneless ham is bursting with its own natural juices. It's ready to eat. And easy to slice. But while many country fresh foods are at their peak of flavor for just a few months, a West Virginia brand boneless ham tastes good every day of the year. West Virginia brand. It's the one to pick.
If your hands are red, rough, raw, dry, or cracked, use Neutrogena hand cream. It works.
Get Little Caesar's favorite 5, not 1, but 2 pizzas with your choice of a different 5 toppings on each pizza, all for $7.98.
Pizza.
I say he's not guilty.
What? How can you say that? You saw
Why do recent verdicts seem so unfair? Town Hall puts juries on trial Sunday at 6 on Channel 2.
Today we're talking about how it feels when a husband or wife goes out partying with his or her friends, and what does that do to your marriage? Our first couple, they've been married 19 years, and I kind of have a feeling that this is the setup, but Maureen is still saying, you know, this really bothers me. Her husband is saying, I don't think she's so bothered. Well, meet Julie and her husband, Craig, and this is Craig's good friend, Robert. Robert says since Craig got married, Julie won't let him go out with Robert. Robert, what do you mean by that?
Well, you know, I met Craig about 13 years ago when
So you two have known him longer than she's known?
Longer than Julie.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to marry him.
Right.
But we were very, very good friends. I met him in 1979. We used to go out to bars. I'd meet women. We'd go to basketball games. We'd do everything. Now it's the point where it's a privilege if I get to see him once every 4 months to take him to a Knick game, and then he's got to be thrusted home immediately after.
How long have you been married?
We've been married for 1.5 years, and I've known Craig for about 3 years. Well, to tell you the truth, what happens is Robert always tries to get my husband to go out to sporting games is like the whole thing, but really he takes him to bars, where he meets these little sleazy women, like this one from Colorado, remember, Robert? And I don't want my husband, who's a nice dentist, to be subjected to this kind of situation. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at Robert. Would you want your husband to be out with him?
All right, nice husband who's a dentist. You've been married 1.5 years, right?
Right.
And did you enjoy going out with your friend?
Well, absolutely. For about 12 years or so, we've been going out and doing things, sporting events, clubs, things like that. But now, of course, I have to check with my wife.
Okay. What, do you not feel a little henpecked? I have to check with my wife?
Well, let's put it this way. If I'm not on national TV, no one knows. But it's okay. I'll actually admit to the fact that, you know, I will check with my wife because I do respect her wishes. But if I'm lucky, I get to go to Knick games, so I don't mind.
So you don't mind?
No. But he doesn't just go to the Knick games. They really go out to bars, and that's why I mind. Because I've had friends see them at these bars and call me and say, Julie, what is your husband doing for that boy of his
I do tell her
from a long time ago?
Well, if you have a good marriage, what's going to happen at a bar?
Well, I don't know, but you know what? I don't do that to him, so I don't want him to do that to me.
Does that make it right? If he wants to go, let him go. He's not going to do anything.
Well, Robert, let's see. When you get married, see if your wife wants you to go out.
Well, do you feel a loss in your friend?
Absolutely. All my friends who get married. It's amazing.
You have no one now.
I'm running out.
You're running out.
Anybody want to be my friend? Yes.
Do you miss spending time with your friend alone?
When I go to Knick games, especially.
Would you like to go to bars with him?
Yeah.
Well,
you do want to.
I only do it to placate him.
You want to do it to placate him?
Sure, I don't want to
It sounds to me like you're caught between your wife and
He
your
goes
friend.
to the Chicago Bulls, New York Knicks playoff games, and he's placating me?
Yes.
Well, first of all, it's not your marriage. It's both of yours marriage.
Yes, that's true.
And I think he was friends with him before you met him. Part of his personality has to do with him being friends with this gentleman. So the person you fell in love with is the person hanging out with his friend. You're going to take him away from his friends and everything that he's about?
Well, I did.
Was that fair? I mean, would you like that?
Right. But you know what it is? His friend doesn't invite me to go out with them. They just want to go out together.
Wait, no,
and
last night?
They always make it seem like it's going to be a sporting event.
No, last night you were invited. You didn't go.
You're supposed to be married to her, right?
That's right.
So why do you have to have all this fun with him? You're supposed to devote your time with him. Let him go find a friend of his own.
Well, I'm not supposed to go out to do...
You can go out, but she comes
non-threatening
first. She's in your life now. She comes first.
Well, she does come first.
Let him find somebody else.
Well, I think he tried.
What about male bondage? I mean, you know, male.
Bondage? Bondage?
I was just going to say that the nights when he goes out with his friend, why don't you go out with your friends?
Well, sometimes I try to do that, but he calls him at the last minute, always does this. I don't have plans. I have a lot of girlfriends.
Well, maybe
but...
I'll give you my phone number. When they go out, you can call her, and then you know, right? And I can go out, and everybody's happy.
Raphael, you look gorgeous. Anyway, this is for Charles, right? Is your name
Yes.
Charles? Why did you disrespect his wife when you gave that woman his number? That was very wrong of you.
That was a joke. I didn't know that she was that type of person.
That wasn't
But you
funny,
cannot joke
Charles.
like that. That is his wife, and you have to respect her wishes.
It's you know, it's just a thing that us guys do to each other.
It was
They
a
done
joke.
stuff
I mean,
like that to
it
me,
was.
too.
If I did it to somebody else, it would be extremely funny. But it was done to me, and it created all kinds of havoc. And in fact, I
was
have
a
passed.
fiasco.
I have passed her number on. I've done the same thing.
Passed her number on to someone else who's married.
It's just a thing. It's, you know,
She's nuts. I mean, it's fun.
If you could go out with your friend, how many nights a week would you go out with your friend?
Craig, I'd like to hang out with him once. I don't want to get in the way of his marriage.
Okay.
It's nice, but I'm a guy.
Right.
If I go into a club or a bar alone, hey, you know, everybody, hey, look at that loser, right? Okay? He's my prop. No, actually, he's my friend.
That's
and we go there, and he's not going to meet any women or anything. I'll meet the women, and we'll just have a drink together, that's all.
Well, how do you get rid of him when you meet the women?
You send him home in the car.
Oh, yeah, I sent him home.
I obviously have
That's from experience, because he'll go out in my car, and he will have to leave in a car if the woman he picks up doesn't have a vehicle. They'll take a cab, because I'm going home.
All right, you've seen the setup. Now you should know it's not just wives who are upset at their husbands for partying with single friends. When we come back, this husband says his wife is out every night partying with her single friend, and frankly, he's had enough. We'll talk to them when we come back.
Now what? There's a brand new kind of snack chip with a brand new kind of crisp. Whoa! CC Ricer. There's never ever been a crispy, crunchy chip like this. Whoa! CC Ricer. Just leave it to those elves to lightly crisp some rice into a crunchy rice chip with a taste that's hot as sun. Whoa! CC Ricer. Crispy, crunchy now. CC Ricer. Never keep it wow.
CC Ricers.
We dare you to compare.
Compare the prices on the latest name brand and designer sweaters at Ross and at department stores.
We dare you.
Ross prices are much lower. Compare the prices on the exact same sweaters.
We dare you.
Ross prices are much lower. Even compare Ross prices to department store sale prices. Ross prices are much lower every day.
We dare you to compare.
If you're not shopping at Ross, you're paying too much.
I can't tell you how thrilled I am
We
to
are.
tell you that my son, Jimmy Burns, invented...
And my son, Gary.
Invented the bagel crisp.
Real bagels, thin sliced, seasoned,
Baked twice, my Jimmy's idea.
Because my Gary wanted that crunched in flavor.
Look for the original bagel crisp at your supermarket deli.
The great big crunch.
In the little brown bag. Only from Burns and Ricker.
The bag was our idea.
As you know, I'm not only the heckler president, I'm also a client. If your hair is thinning like mine was, call now for your free video.
The first thing my wife said when she saw it, that I looked 10 years younger. That was the first words out of her mouth. Not hello, not hi.
I feel good about myself when I get up in the morning. It's easy to maintain and manage.
In our free video, you'll see our clients up close and natural. Their new hair responding under any condition just like their own. Hair Club for Men has improved not only their looks, but also their lives.
If you're pressed for time, you're 15 minutes late, you got to catch up. Jump out of the shower, towel dry the hair, fix it with your fingers, you know, and get going.
It feels like it's been there all the time. That's how natural it feels. Even at the touch. You know, when I wash it in the shower, I don't feel anything. Just hair. Lovely hair.
So call now for your free video on Hair Club developments in dealing with thinning hair. To help our clients, See how this free video can help you too.
If you're watching KATU Channel 2 in one of these locations, you may be able to receive a clearer signal by channel listed for your area. This service is provided in the spirit of the Northwest by KATU Channel 2.
How would you feel if you had to leave your family every Friday to spend the weekend in jail?
It's a nightmare.
But Marie is suffering through it because she didn't pay child support. Next to Sally.
Been talking about how it feels when your husband goes out partying with his friends and what that can do to your marriage. We had a long-running marriage, 19 years, and then a short marriage, 1.5 years. But what if it was the wife who was running around with her girlfriend? Our research shows it's usually the husband, but occasionally it's the wife. Now, this is Sean and his wife, Shawana, and her best friend, Leah. Sean says he's sick of Leah dragging his wife, Shawana, every night to party, and he's very upset with his wife because she agrees to go. Sean, what's going on? I'll come right over here and we'll start with you. You've been married how long?
3 years.
And you have a baby?
Yes, ma'am. 16 months.
And what's the problem? You're the one who says there's a problem. What's the problem?
Well, she goes out every night. It's till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She'll tell me to go home, you know, or just meet her someplace. And I'll go, and she's not there.
I do not go home at 2 or 3 in the morning. That is on the weekend. You work a double shift. You're not home until 1 or 2 in the morning yourself. I'm not going to sit home all week long waiting for you to come home, way out in nowhere in the middle of the country by myself. You don't even want me to have a telephone so I can talk to my friends on the phone if I do sit home.
Why don't you want her to have? Why don't you want her to have a phone?
Because she'll spend like 6 hours a day with her friends, go home, and then spend all night on the phone with the same friend.
Do you maintain that she goes out every single night?
Yeah, just about.
No, I do not. Just about. I do not.
How often do you go out?
I go out maybe 4 times a week, and then on the weekends. But that's not every night. My mother works. She don't get to see my son. She is out of town a lot. She likes to have time with my son. His parents fight over my son. They fight over my son. They want to see him. His parents work, my parents work. We have to split my son. I hardly get to see him between the two.
Okay, but why do you go out every night? Why do you go out 4 nights a week plus the weekend? That's 6. Why do you go out? It isn't 7. You see, these talk shows, they make a big deal out of something. It's only 6 nights. Why do you go out that often?
Well, she calls me. You want to go out? And she'll keep on and on the phone until I say yes. And I don't want to just tell my friend no. He don't tell his friends no. He let his friends come between our marriage for the first 1.5 years. So it's my turn. It's my turn to do what I want to do now.
Now, why do you call your friend every day and ask her to go out?
Because I don't want to go out by myself. I mean, I want to go pick up men, and I need somebody there to, be with me to help me if I, stutter or something.
So you don't want to go out alone? What do you think?
Pick up men. I do not help you pick up men. I'm just there. I'm in the middle. I'm just sitting there. A guy will pull up and try to flirt with me, and she'll say, you go. And I'll just kind of laugh it off, because I don't want to flirt. I just want to get out of the house and do things with my friends every now. I'm young.
Where do you go?
Well, we go to some bars. Every now and then do we go bars. We go ride this.
How come no one ever tells me they're going to a concert? No one ever tells me they're going to see the Shakespeare in the park. Everyone's always going to a bar.
Because the bars happen in place. The men for her, yes, not for me. I like to go, I like to dance. I get on the dance floor, I dance by myself. She has men ask me to dance. I tell them no. She'll say, she's just shy, keep at it. I won't do it.
What do you think of her friend?
Truthfully, I think she's a slut.
Do you know that he thinks that way about you?
I really don't care what he says.
Now you're caught in the middle?
I don't think she's a slut. I don't, because what she does, that's her. That's not me. What I do, I am my own self. I act the way I want to act. I do not act like her. She likes to pick up men. She likes to go get men all the time. That's her problem.
Why a whole lot of men all the time? What's going on there?
I want to have control of them. I'll go and, if they've got a wedding ring on, then, I want them just so I can say I had them.
You want any man with a wedding ring on so you can say you have them?
Yeah, so I can have the power. I want to drive their wife's cars and stuff like that.
Could I ask why you feel you want to do this?
So I can have power. I can be better than somebody else. And, you know.
Okay. Everybody sit down. We're going to find out how can all of this partying affect the relationship. To help us answer that question is Dr. Judy, help me with your name.
Cochet.
Cochet, a clinical psychologist. Dr. Cochet, you've been listening to our couples and their single friends.
Yeah.
Is what they're doing just innocent fun, or can this really ruin a marriage?
It doesn't sound like innocent fun to me. It sounds somewhere between harmful and real dangerous.
Harmful and real dangerous. Let's
yeah.
start with the first couple. Harmful or real dangerous?
Real dangerous.
Why?
Well, because 19 years of being seducible is a long time.
Who's seducible?
You are.
By whom?
Charles.
How you figure that?
That's the way I think of it.
That doesn't even make any sense. No. Look,
Makes a lot of sense to me.
What do you mean seducible?
Yeah,
seducible.
Seducible.
Letting yourself get talked into something that probably isn't good for you.
I don't let myself get talked into.
You don't?
I know where she's
You
going to be.
do it.
I do it. I'm not being seduced by anything.
You're
I do
doing it
what I
because you
want to do.
to.
Because I want to.
ain't
Because
like
I
I'm
know
going
what
to
she's
have
doing.
Wait, Charles, can you stay out of this for a minute?
It's not like she's sitting there
That's
with the family
the
watching
problem,
television
Charles.
and I
We're in
get
the
up and
middle
walk
of it.
out.
Say it again.
It's not
I'm
like
sorry.
she's sitting there with the family watching television and I decide to get up and walk out. The bulk of the time when I leave, she's in her studio. That's her space.
Okay,
Okay, I have grown children. I am not going to sit there and watch the kids when there's kids to watch the kids and she's watching her paint.
Hang on.
I'm out of here.
Hang on.
That makes
Do you
matters
ever
worse.
feel insulted?
I wouldn't say that I feel insulted, but
Why not?
I think, because I think it's strange that, that it does bother me, but it doesn't bother him, and there's something, there's something strange there, because why does it, I feel it that maybe I'm inadequate if he wants to go out and be with his friends. It's like, what do they have that I don't have? But he says that he doesn't, he doesn't think it really bothers me. Now I'm really puzzled.
So, Sally, if she didn't think that she was inadequate, I wonder how far these two could get with her.
Since we're here to talk about this, what is it that you feel that you're lacking when
Well,
you're in the shop?
I don't know.
So let's, when you're in your studio, what is it that I can't do? What do you want me to do for you when you're in the studio?
What is this studio for retired friends?
I'm a fabric artist, so I usually do that later on in the evenings, when it's quiet.
And this is also a problem, which we've tried to address. We have a 3-year-old that's gone the bulk of the day, and she can do her thing during the day. But she always waits until the kids are home and it's 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then she decides she wants to go to the studio.
Why, if
Instead
this
of
is your
doing
job, why aren't you doing your job during the day if it matters?
She claims the housework.
It's
I can
too
clean the
much
house in 2
interruption
hours, but
between
she claims
the telephone and the door, and things have to be done and taken care of, and I have to do it because he's working.
Okay, Greg, I don't want to be unfair to you. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. If she told you that she would only work during normal working hours, would you stop going out with Charles?
Yep.
You would?
Totally.
Sally, I don't quite buy it.
We've talked about this for
that?
years.
Not quite.
Why don't you, hold on, why don't you buy it?
Why does he have to stop going out with me? Huh?
He doesn't.
And he ain't.
He
I really don't
doesn't.
want
He
to,
can be
but
married
if it
to
would
you.
save,
if he wants to.
Right.
Why don't I quite buy it? Because it just doesn't quite sit right. It seems to me that you would have thought of this by now.
We have talked about it. We have talked about it over the years, and she just does not want to work during the day. We've talked about her schedule.
Maureen, if
she
it would
won't
save
alter her
your
schedule.
marriage.
When someone refuses to do something for me,
You would do it?
I
Why didn't you think of it yourself?
Now, well, actually, we've been struggling with this back and forth. He'll tell you because I don't, it's times I can deal with it, and I say, okay, he'll slack off. No problem. Then I think that it's, maybe he'll be out 1 or 2 nights a week.
No.
Then it picks up again.
No, you would have to say, I would rather be married to you and have you home than be in my studio in the evening.
I have no problem with that, and I don't expect him to give up his friends.
Do you really not have a problem
No, I don't have a problem with that.
You can just do your studio work some other time.
I'll just switch it and do it earlier in the day. I don't have any problem with that. I don't want to cut him off from his friends, but I just don't think that his friends should be such a great influence.
What about, how often a week would
She is a real creature of habit. If
so you're
the
saying
telephone,
she can't do it?
She can't do it.
I can do it.
If the telephone rings when she's vacuuming, she gets upset because it's her time to vacuum and you interrupted her. She's upset. You know, if she's frying a steak and someone rings the doorbell, you broke her routine.
We're going to see if this works. Okay. You know, would you talk to our next couple?
Why can't you just say, you know, I'm married now and I want to go to the games with you, I want to do these things with you, but I don't want to go to the bars? What would happen if you said that? What would happen if you said that?
That's not ideal. You know, it's still fun to hang out.
Right.
I respect their marriage. I think if he goes to a bar, I am not going to get him into trouble, and I don't know why she thinks I would.
How married do you feel?
Quite married.
Quite.
So I have no problem going out to games, going to a bar. She should be convinced that I'm innocent enough to go to a bar and she shouldn't have to worry
Why
about
do you
being
need to go to the bar?
Well, because my friend wants me to go with him.
But if your friend wanted you to jump off the bridge, would you jump off the bridge?
No, but I didn't realize going to a bar for an hour would be so dangerous as jumping off a bridge.
Is it 1 hour?
Usually it's about that.
See, the thing that's missing is that you people really aren't listening to how important these issues are. I mean, you're not getting to the feelings that are underneath it. You're arguing about the issue and about the issue and about the issue. But how do you feel when you're sitting home and he's out?
Oh, well, I feel very angry. That's why I don't like him to go out. So I don't have to feel that anger. So I don't feel that, you know, what am I? You know, the wife who makes dinner and cooks and does everything else a wife is supposed to do. And yet, when it's my time with my husband, he's out playing with his friends.
So when he comes home and you're feeling angry, how do you meet him when he comes in?
Well, I tell him, I said, look, you told me you were going to be back at 10:30, 11 or whatever, and here it is 12, 15, and you're just coming home.
So you're angry?
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to say. That's why I don't really want him to go out, because if it was just for the length of time that it was promised to be, then it would be fine.
Julie, underneath being angry, are you hurt?
Well, I am hurt, you know, because
Do you tell him that?
Yeah, I do tell him.
Do you know that she's hurt?
No, I don't know she's hurt.
She's now saying to you that she's hurt.
Now I know.
What difference might that make for you?
Well, we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after?
Yes.
If you had to choose between your relationship with a man or a woman or a friend who wants to go out and party, which do you choose? This man had to make that choice, and you'll find out what he did when we come back.
Portland's alternative music scene.
The music takes you over and you are the music.
Are your kids into it?
Just to get out and just, I don't know, hit people.
If you're a little worried about that, listen up before you pull the plug. Channel 2 News takes you inside local clubs so you can see for yourself just what your kids are up to on Friday nights. Listen to their music and enjoy tonight on Channel 2 News at 5 and 11.
Coming to the Memorial Coliseum, Dorothy Hamill's new Ice-Capades, Cinderella, Frozen in Time, December 1st through the 5th. It's the thrill of musical theater with the excitement of the Ice-Capades, starring Dorothy Hamill as Cinderella. Join KATU and Keno's for Family Night, December 1st. $4 off tickets are available at all Ticketmaster outlets, and part of the proceeds will help the Dougie Center of Portland. You won't want to miss Dorothy Hamill's Ice-Capades, Cinderella, Frozen in Time.
How do you bring home the big excitement and adventure of Disney's Aladdin? With snuggly Aladdin soft dolls for little preschoolers. Aladdin, the brave hero. Jasmine, the beautiful princess. And the big comical genie is cuter than ever. They're soft and cuddly, and they're made by Mattel, the Aladdin soft dolls.
From the land of imagination.
From Walt Disney Pictures. Live dangerously. Love recklessly.
Impressive.
And celebrate wildly.
That's it. Next time you drive.
With the Three Musketeers, rated PG. Now playing. Critics call it the most wildly imaginative movie ever. Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Eureka!
Expect the impossible, rates Time magazine. It's a work of sheer genius. The Nightmare Before Christmas, rated PG. Now playing.
Factory Authorized Center. Nationally advertised Posture Series mattress sets. Now from $19 each piece. Choose from truckloads of models and support levels at half the cost of department stores. Brand new living rooms and bedrooms from only $188 at Nationwide Warehouse. 13120 Northeast Airport Way, exit 24 behind Costco's. Phone 255-1550. Nationwide Warehouse. Nationwide Warehouse.
For free tickets to the Sally Jessy Raphael Show, write Sally Jessy Raphael, Post Office Box 1400, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101.
Today we're talking about how husbands or wives going out with their single friends a great deal can affect relationships. And we're going to meet a man who had to make a choice, and he did, and we'll find out who he chose or how he did it in just a minute. But, Dr. Cochet, I wanted you to deal, could you stand up, with our threesome over here, because
Sure.
it's the flip side.
Yeah, it really is the flip side, but it's the same issue. I guess the question that I would want to ask Shawana, that's your name, right? Do you feel married? Do you feel married?
Not really. Not when he's at work all the time. No, I don't.
Do you feel married inside your heart, inside of yourself?
Yes, I do.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because I love him.
You do?
And I respect him.
You
but
do?
I'm not going to sit home until 1 or 2 in the morning. I don't see him all day long. We both work.
What would you want him to do differently?
Well, he can't change his job.
Right.
Because he's a chef.
Right.
So, I
So
mean,
he can't
when
be
he's
home
gone,
at night.
Okay,
So-
when he's off,
Yeah.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings, he don't have to be at work till 1
No, I understand
afternoon.
all that, but wait, let me just ask you again, okay? If he could do something differently.
Stay home when he's off.
How can he do that if he could? Oh, when he's
When
off.
he's off. Stay home instead of running to get his friends.
Have you asked him to do that?
Yeah, plenty
What
of
happens,
times.
Sean, what happens when she asks you to stay home?
Well, sometimes I do. You know, just lately I've started working on my days off, doing side work for my boss.
And then I have a question for you. Have you ever told her that you need her to stay home?
Every day.
Every day? Have you ever told her that it's a choice between her and, is it Leah? Is that your name? Have you ever told her that?
I've told her a while back, and she just got mad about it.
She got mad about it. And what'd you do when she got mad? Did you?
I just left it alone.
Why?
Oh, well, you know, she said, well, that isn't right. You know, you shouldn't give me a choice.
What do you think's going to happen if you keep leaving it alone?
It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And I feel that she looks down on me.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes me feel bad.
Shawana, if he gave you a choice between him and the baby and Leah, what would you choose?
What would I choose?
Yeah.
I don't think I should have to choose between my friends. I wouldn't ask him to do that.
Right, but if
it
he
would be a long, hard
Right,
thought
but if
because
he
I
get-
have friends.
Right.
I have
but
a
if
good
he-
time.
Wait,
I don't
hang on.
know.
Wait, if he gave you a choice between staying home more or going out more, what would you choose?
Go out more.
And if that wasn't okay with him and he said that doesn't feel married, what would you do?
If he was there with me to
Yeah.
stay home with me, I would stay with him. If I had him with me, I want to be home with my husband. It's not that I disrespect him and his thoughts. I want to be home with him. When he's home, I will stay home with him. But when he's not there, I'm not staying there by myself.
Even if he's cooking and earning money for your family?
That's right. Because it's my time to go
Even
out.
if he's earning money for you and the baby, you won't stay home?
Why should I? He's not there. I don't have anybody there. We live out
Why
in the middle
should
of nowhere.
she? Sean, why should she stay home when you're earning money for her and the baby?
I mean, at least she could do was, you know, help me around the house. I mean, she's not going to...
Why should she stay
why?
home when you're earning money for her and the baby?
I mean, it's only right. I mean, you see how
Isn't
these
that what
other
marriage is?
wives- I mean,
Isn't being married staying home sometimes so your family's welfare is more important? Isn't that what it is, folks?
Let us, somebody you're going to relate to. This is Billy and his girlfriend, Christy. Billy said he had to make a choice to save his relationship. What was the choice, Billy, and why?
Well, I had a friend, and all we did, we went out and partied and partied and partied. And I love her so much. And she gave me an ultimatum. She said either him or me. And I did. I chose her because I love her. I would give up anything for her. My friends, sure, I care about my friends, but I care about her more.
Why did you ask him to make a choice?
Because he was going out, you know, like 4 or 5 times a week, you know, every night, you know, he would call or come by or something and say, let's go, Billy, you know, let's go out and party or whatever. Let's just go have a
How
good
did you feel about that?
Well, it kind of hurt my feelings. But, you know, I just thought, you know, hey, if he wants to be with him more than me, you know, he's going to have to choose.
So you put it to him that he had to choose?
Right, either him or me, you know.
What do you say, Dr.
I
Crochet?
think that's great. I think it's just great. Now, how long did it take you to get the trust back? Do you trust him now, Christy?
Yeah, I trust him.
You do?
Yeah.
And things are hunky-dory between you?
Well,
100%?
Well, okay, yeah, you could say that.
Billy, is that the way it seems to you?
We are best friends.
You're best friends. And
I
is that the way you
would
want
rather
it?
have that than to not have anything.
What if you are not married and your boyfriend gives you a hard time about going out with your friends? We're going to meet a girl who's going through that, and then we're going to find out what's going on with Leah when we return.
Tonight on Channel 2 News, Governor Roberts orders new state cutbacks. I'm Jeff Gianolo.
And I'm Steve Dunn. At 5 o'clock tonight, find out how Oregon Governor Barbara Roberts plans to cut $200 million out of the state budget.
Should a person get fined for buying cigarettes in Oregon and taking them home to Washington State? You'll hear how that's actually happened.
And is alternative music bad for your kids? You could ask them and not get a straight answer, or you could watch our special report and find out for yourself.
Join us for the news right after Sally.
Betsy, you've got to get your eyes checked.
Yeah, probably new glasses too, but I don't have the time or the money.
Now, for a limited time, LensCrafters will pay for your eye exam. Give us your new prescription and exam receipt, and we'll deduct up to $45 from your new glasses.
Back already? They look great.
LensCrafters made them in less than an hour and save me money.
Let LensCrafters pay for your eye exam. Hurry, offer good until Thanksgiving Day.
Special public notice. Top fashion designer quartz watches wholesale to the public at $10.99 each. Through a special arrangement with the import distributor, we are liquidating direct to the public. Thousands of styles to choose from. Every watch, $10.99 each, available this week only. Why pay $39 to $79 for these same watches when you can purchase them this week only for $10.99? Plus, thousands of dollars in high fashion costume jewelry. Direct to the public, only $10.99 each. Free admission. Come on down. Don't miss it. 5 days only, 9 to 9, Wednesday through Sunday in Portland at the Chance and Beach Red Lion Inn, I-5 to the 308 in Salem at the Quality Inn, I-5 to the 256.
Paul Schatz is offering special savings now just in time for holiday entertaining. For over 74 years, Paul Schatz has furnished Portland homes with fine home furnishings tailored to individual tastes and budgets. Whether you're refurbishing your home or just getting started, Paul Schatz works with you to develop a personal plan, a guide for purchase decisions. It's simple. At Paul Schatz, you'll get the most out of every dollar. Hurry in for special holiday savings now at Paul Schatz, Delta Park, Tualatin.
Yes.
I would like to say to this group over here that obviously this woman in the middle is lonely. That's why she wants to go out at night. But you're just using her. You just admitted you're using her, okay? And when you find the man that you want, that you're out taking control of, whatever, she's going to leave you, and you're going to be sitting home alone. I don't ever her. We stay where when you find the man you think you want, you're going to leave her, and then she's going to be home alone. And I think the reason you do go out with her is because you're lonely. Maybe you should find something to do, find a group or somewhere to go, because you don't want to be home at night by yourself.
What about Dr. Crochet? What is Leah's deal here with
Leah? You know what, Leah? If the marriage breaks up, is that going to be okay with you?
I don't care if it's.
You don't care if it breaks up or not.
You care about yourself. No, I do care. No, you don't. If you cared about your girlfriend, you would care about her and her marriage. And
Shawana,
you care about yourself and what's best for you.
No, if she cared about her marriage,
she cares about her marriage, but she's lonely, sitting home at night, and she's using you too because you're who she can go out with. But she'd be much happier with somebody else. You're a user. That's it.
No, maybe she hasn't had sex with her husband in 4 months.
That's none of your business. She shouldn't tell you that. That's none of your business. You'd be happy if they broke up so she could spend more time with you. You don't care. That's right.
I don't like
That's
him.
what
He
you're
doesn't
trying
like
to do.
me.
Break them up. You need to go out and find a group of friends
Sally,
who want to do what you want
I
to do.
want to ask Shawana something. Shawana, if your marriage breaks up, is it okay with you?
No, it's not.
If he gives you an ultimatum that he needs you home more and you can find other things to do with your time besides going out with Leah, would you think about doing that?
I would go out with her some of the time. I wouldn't sit home every night.
Right. Nobody would want you to sit home every night.
I would sit home more than I do.
But are there
if
other
I had other things to do.
Are there other things you can do? Yeah.
I would just, if I found another job maybe. But that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Why are you shaking your head? Dan.
How old is your child? 16 months old. So you have nothing to do at home, but you have a child. I don't understand that. I mean, I've been around children that age, and children at that age are a handful. But you have nothing to do. You have to go out drinking all night until 2 and 3 in the morning when you've got a child.
That's just on the weekends, and I think I should do what I want to on the weekends. That's 1 or 2 nights a week. I don't go to a bar every weekend. I go once a month. He'll have to admit that. You have not seen me go in a bar in 3 or 4 months, Sean.
Where is she going when she goes out every weekend if she isn't going to a bar?
Either riding around or just...
No, I sit at my friend Angel's house with Leah. We sit there most of the night trying to play a game or something. We do that. You have to admit, you pick me up over there.
Where's the child?
It's with me. No, I don't drink with my friend's house. No, that's only at the... No. I'm at a bar drinking.
Hold on. I want you to meet Rhonda and her best friend, Rashina. Where are you guys? Okay, Rhonda and her boyfriend are not married, but she says her boyfriend thinks Rashina is coming between them. Is she?
Yes, she is.
You know she's coming between you.
Yeah, because she wants me to break up with him.
Why do you want her to break up with her boyfriend?
Because Terrell is pathetic, and I don't like him. I like to go out to party. See, she's always under Terrell's ring all the time, and also she's pathetic too sometimes. I mean,
I have my boyfriend. I'm expected to be home with him.
That's understandable, right? But see, she's my best friend. I knew her since I was 4. I met her on the playground on the seesaw, okay? This is my best friend. She was 5, I was 4.
When you have a relationship, I do not butt in. I'm in a relationship. She goes and tells him lies so we can break up.
But that's not true, okay?
I go out with her. I'm not
every night, though.
I go out with her
every night.
4 or 5 times.
No, it's every night.
You go out every night with each other? Okay.
Not every night. Don't
I'm
lie.
going to ask the doctor if there are signs that there's a problem after marriage. That's called the all-time dumbest talk show question. We'll be right back.
Yes, I'm off the hook. Not enough stuff to do these dishes.
Not so fast. You just need a spoonful with joy.
All these greasy dishes with 1 spoonful of joy? I don't buy it.
Well, I do. Using so little saves us money.
Compare a spoonful of lemon Joy to many leading brands. They quit leaving all these dirty dishes. But Joy cleans the whole sinkful.
Spoonful worked. Joy saves us.
But not from drying the dishes?
The Joy spoonful cleans a sinkful.
Choosing a breath mint is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, an independent test shows Tic Tac freshens breath even better than Breath Savers. 2, there are 8 calories in each Breath Savers. 3, but only 1.5 calories in each Tic Tac.
I tried these laxatives, but now my doctor recommends Dulcolax. Only Dulcolax has a special comfort coating designed not to irritate my stomach. Doctors recommend Dulcolax more than X-Lax and Correctol combined.
Experience the comfort of Dulcolax.
New Orleans-style fish from Skipper's. Now we're cooking with jazz.
You be the judge for yourself. The bankruptcy court authorized furniture liquidation at Rubenstein's Furniture is guilty. Guilty of selling the area's best selection of leather furniture at super low liquidation prices. Guilty of saving you lots of money on Sealy and Englander mattress sets. Prices start at just $55 each piece. Queen-size sets from just $199. There can be no objections. The verdict is in. Get to Rubenstein's $1 million bankruptcy court authorized liquidation sale now and lock in the savings.
Sometimes it isn't so easy to do what's good for you, like get enough exercise. 4, 3, or lose a few pounds. But here's something easy and good for you. Safola margarine. Safola has absolutely no cholesterol and is very low in saturated fat. That's because Safola is made from pure safflower oil.
And Safola tastes better.
Safola, the better tasting margarine that's better for you.
Are you someone who is secretly in love with your boss and you want to tell him or her on our show? If so, call us and tell us about it. Judith Cochet, what happens here when you've met a friend on the playground and you've been this close as they have, and then one day, I mean, what does a person do?
Is that what happened? Have you known each other forever, you guys? Do you feel caught in the middle? You're Rhonda, right? Do you feel caught in the middle?
Yeah, because they argue every day.
Who has a right to choose your boyfriend, you or your friend?
I
You both do?
You know why? Because he's pathetic.
That's not right.
He's pathetic, though. I mean, he doesn't let her go anywhere. I have to put it like this. I have to practically drag her out, like, let's go. But she goes anyway. I feel, though, is that if Rhonda does not want to go out, she's not going to go out. But she comes every time.
So as long as she goes with you, as long as...
is because you bother me.
Rhonda, as long as you go with her, it's the same thing those two said, Shawana and Leah. Leah said, as long as she comes with me, it must be okay. You have to stop.
I party 7 times a week.
Of course. Well, you don't have a boyfriend, do you?
Yes, she does.
Oh, you do? Do you party?
She has a lot of boyfriends. Put it like that. Like this. I'm not committed to anybody or anything, but I do have a lot of male friends.
That's different. You know, I was thinking about this, Sally, and I was thinking that of everybody who's on here, the only person who seems to know something about what her rights are is Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She seems to know that she has a right.
That's absolutely right. The other women don't seem to get where their place is. Yes, sir.
How you doing? I agree with Sean over there. You are a slut, because I was a bartender for 8 years, okay? And if my girlfriend ever walked in with you, forget about it. I'd never go for it. And you should keep your wife home and keep her away from her.
You know, initially, you said that your parents and his parents fight over the baby. Is that correct? Okay. Well then, hon, why don't you just stay home and stay with the baby instead of going out?
He'll find me. If they don't get to see the baby, he will come home to me, and I will get the end of it.
I don't know what that means.
Parents won't get to see. Okay, like if my parents get to see the baby one time, he'll get mad because his parents didn't, and I'm in the middle again.
But let me ask you a question. Parents, grandparents should visit children. Visit children. Visit children. Don't you think you should have a relationship with your child instead of turning your child over?
I have a relationship with my child. I usually stay at my parents' house. I don't feel comfortable sitting at his parents' house with my son.
Okay, Dr. Judith?
I just feel so badly for you. I mean, I can just see how much this hurts you. Does it hurt a lot? Is there anything different you can do besides going out with Leah a lot? Can you do something different?
I don't feel wanted at home because he's gone. I know he loves me.
You do know that?
Yes, but I just don't feel wanted because he's not there for me. I don't have the security when he's gone.
You don't know that he still loves you even when he's on his job?
I hate staying home by myself. I'm a person, people. I have to be around people. I can't stand it.
Well, there must be wonderful things you can do in your community.
I live in a small town. I don't have anything for miles. And I'm carless. He's got the car with him.
Does Leah have a car? Is that part of it?
And we go places. We do things. It's not going to bars like he says. I haven't been to bars in 4 months. It's sitting in my friend's house with my child, with their children play with mine.
Sean,
it's not going out just partying. It's not like that.
I understand. Sean, is there any way that she can get out more besides using Leah's wheels to get her somewhere?
Well, yeah. I mean, she can come up to the work. You know, I've told her as long as she picks me up on time, you know, after work, I don't feel like sitting at work, you know, for 2 hours.
Are you willing to help her get out more?
Yeah, but I don't want her out 7 days a week.
Are you willing to help her get out more than she's out now? So she can take better care of the baby and be home a little bit more?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
We may have gotten somewhere. Take a break.
Business shutdowns, job losses, People in forest communities have been hardest hit, but the devastating impact of current government forest policy is spreading. More of us will feel it. We need to find a solution that balances our economic with our environmental interests. People here are coming together to find that solution. Soon you'll receive an important letter. Please join us by returning the enclosed support card. The outcome affects us all.
Burlington Coat Factory has thousands of coats, not hundreds, thousands.
Jackets, raincoats, leathers, the best labels.
I saw the same coat at the mall yesterday.
Oh, look at these low prices.
I know. How do they do it?
Why go anyplace else? I wouldn't.
I got it at the factory, Burlington Coat Factory. They're more than great coats.
Factory Authorized Center, nationally advertised posture series mattress sets. Now from $19 each piece. Choose from truckloads of models and support levels at half the cost of department stores. Brand new living rooms and bedrooms from only $188 at Nationwide Warehouse. 13120 Northeast Airport Way, exit 24 behind Costco's. Phone 255-1550. Nationwide Warehouse. Nationwide Warehouse.
Tonight, Urkel goes from the world's biggest nerd to the world's coolest guy.
Peace, baby.
It's a hot new Family Matters. Plus, it's Golden Girl Rue McClanahan.
You and I are going to do something really special.
Boy Meets World, and...
Where am I going to live?
The Code Man's moving in on Step by Step. Then, bing! Mark helps a new kid fit in on the court. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, TGIF.
That is.
Tonight on KATU Channel 2.
The Seattle Cyanide Murders.
Monday at 9.
If you'd like to order a video cassette of Sally's show for only $24.95, call Video Archives at 1-800-FOR-VIDEO. For a transcript, send $3 to 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203, or call 303-831-9000.
I don't know. I always thought that when somebody went out a lot after they were married, it means that they weren't grown up enough or responsible enough or ready enough to be married. But then I always did simplify things. Thank you all for being with us today.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by